the first thing we want to know is about your collection. So, how did you acquire your books?
Oh, I started collecting actually when I was a kid. And, then I left Wisconsin. I left all my comic books behind, much to my dismay. And
Okay.
when I tried to reclaim them, of course, my mother had disposed of them all. So I started collecting again.
Okay.
And over the course of 20, 30, years, I, amassed a fairly large collection. About 35 years ago, I started selling some of it off.
Yep.
Um, and then I just sat on the collection.
Yeah.
Um, and
So,
I mean, every once in a while, I would still collect a few comic books here and there. My interest never really waned, but um, then I finally got to a point where, I hadn't done anything with the collection for 30 some years. I had gotten some great advice from people as to what to collect. And I moved into this new house and I was just overwhelmed by everything. And I decided, it was time to say goodbye
for
to
sure.
my collection. Um,
And you
so
did definitely have a great collection. You had two different types of collectibles within, your collection, which was the X-Men, right? The X-Men
yes.
series, and that was the what made basically the cherry on top, right? And
Hmm.
I know we talked also about specific artists that you really liked, and I believe it was Neil Adams. Is that correct?
Yes, Neil Adams was. I had aspirations to be a Disney artist for a long time. And so, I mean, my first introduction to a lot of artists that I really admired was comic books.
Yeah.
And, when I discovered Neil Adams, Bernie Wrightson, Dave Stevens, a whole bunch of, I mean, great comic book artists. I started really collecting a lot of their books. And I also really liked the storylines, which is what really drew me to the X-Men. X-Men had such great storylines.
Yes, yes, of course. And actually, and now that you mentioned also Dave Stevens, it seems like it's kind of resurfacing again. Dave Stevens has been blowing up in the last 3 to 4 weeks. It's like it's one of those artists that everybody's kind of recognizing again. And so you
Hmm.
you definitely were ahead of the curve on that one. I mean, for a very long time you were picking up a lot of those books. So
Yeah.
we definitely enjoyed helping you out through that process. So now we can talk about how was your experience with from literally the beginning all the way to the end.
At that time, it just hit me at the right time because I was thinking, I really, really start to need to, I'm getting a lot older. I don't, I needed to downsize. I didn't know I mean, I had thousands of comic books. I didn't know what to do with them or where to
Yeah.
start. I mean, from the very beginning, it was a really good experience. I mean, you in particular were really very patient with me. I mean, I didn't know you from Adam. I mean, you're off on the West Coast. I'm over here on the East Coast. I didn't know whether I could trust you or not. Um, but as I got to know you, I got to feel very comfortable with you and very comfortable with your approach. And, then I finally made the decision that this is the way I'm going to go.
Yes.
Um, and I was not disappointed. I mean, you were great. I mean, you were really, really great. I mean, I can tell anybody that wants to do business with you that you can be trusted. You are on the up and up. You know what you're doing. You know what you're talking about. And I was very, very, very pleased and very comfortable um, doing business with you.
And I definitely appreciate. I mean, we definitely appreciate those words, and it means a lot to us because, again, we live in a world where there's a lot of people that don't work in a very trustworthy environment. So for us to be able to get the opportunity to work with you, like you said, from literally one side of the country to the other, I mean, it's definitely an honor, and again, we definitely appreciate you for giving us that trust. So now, we have introduced your collection to the world, and you had X-Men #1, right? That book sold for, I think it was $8,000, right?
Yeah.
That book alone. So
Hmm.
off the bat, I believe, our auction did very, very well for you. And, we strive to do the same thing for everybody else. Our whole point is to make sure that we help every collector that we come across. And, hopefully, you were fulfilled like all the way towards the end. So is there anything else that stood out from this whole experience?
I think, I mean, you were very patient with me. I mean, I mean, this was a process that took several months.
Yes, yes.
And, I very, very leery of people on Facebook and, online interactions. You never know,
Yes.
and, but as I got to know you, I just really felt comfortable with you. I felt like I could trust you. And and it turned out to be, a very good experience for me. Um, I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I have had these comic books for a really, really long time. Um, I I was very, very, very happy with the way you dealt with things. You kept me informed.
Mhm.
You were you were really good in getting back to me whenever I contacted you. Um, Everything seemed to be really on the up and up, and I mean, I can tell anybody that wants to do business with you that you are very reputable. You're a good person to deal with, and I would not hesitate to do business with you again. And and I can encourage anybody that is looking to liquidate a collection that you are really good people. You're on the up and up. You're honest, and you do a really good job. And I'm very pleased. I'm really, really happy with the outcome.
Well, thank you again, Deborah. That's like I said, kind words, and again, it's very, that's something that we're gonna take on to every single collector and everybody that we help on. So, and again, thank you for coming down here and doing this video, because again, this definitely means a lot to us. So, um, aside from that, again, if there's anything else, if you do come across any other collection, you already know we're here to help you out, and we'll continue to be patient with you throughout
Yeah.
the whole process. So. Aside from that, Deborah, again, thank you very much for allowing us, to help you out. And don't hesitate to reach out if there's any questions you have in regards to
Mhm.
comic books or anything else. Even, yeah, I know you said you were into art for, aspiring to be an artist, right? So, I mean, there's a lot to talk about there for sure.
Yes, I mean, I'm still unearthing a lot of things.
Yes, for
I'm
sure.
still unearthing my toys and my action figures and my original artwork. So we
Yes.
may be in touch again.
Yes, and actually, now that you remind me, that is correct. We are, my colleague here, he likes to, dive deep into that type of stuff. So we definitely
Yeah.
we're going to keep in touch for that. You're right
Yes.
about that. So, well,
Okay.
Deborah, again, I appreciate it again, and well, I'm definitely looking forward to talking to you again.
Yeah. Well, you take care, Brian. I mean,
You as well.
it was a great experience for me. And
I appreciate it, Deborah. Yes.
yeah.
Same,
And,
same for me. And again, it's just not every experience is going to be different. And
yes.
for this one, again, is unique, and
Yeah.
not every day that we get to come across X-Men #1 and a couple other keys, in a collection, especially an owner, original owner collector. So, um, so we'll definitely keep an eye out for any other future possible works that we do with you, and
Mhm.
as the sooner the better, for sure.
Oh, awesome, Brian. Well,
Okay.
I mean, you take care. My best to you and your wife and your child.
Yes, yes. So we're out of here doing as much as we can for her. So
Yeah.
thank you very much, Deborah. In any case, again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.
Okay. I
All right.
will. You take care, Brian.
You as well. Bye bye.
Bye.